Hello, my dear students, and welcome once again to Zenith Academy Online. Today, we are doing a chapter from Commercial Studies for ICSE Class 9, and the name of the chapter is Partnership. And this video module is part 1 of the chapter Partnership for ICSE Class 9 Commercial Studies students. So, let's begin. First of all, let us understand what is partnership. So, partnership is a form of a business. Okay, so there are different forms of a business. So partnership form of a business is basically the extension of sole proprietorship. बच्चों सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप हमने ऑलरेडी एक वीडियो में कर चुके हैं जहां पे सिर्फ एक प्रोप्राइटर होता है, एक ओनर होता है. तो पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस पार्टनरशिप जो है वो एक्सटेंशन है सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप का. जब एक इंसान या एक ओनर अनेबल होता है कि वो फाइनेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट्स को मीट कर सके, अगर उसका बिजनेस बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है तो उसके पास और पैसा नहीं है उस बिजनेस में डालने के लिए, या वो ग्रोइंग बिजनेस को मैनेज नहीं कर पा रहा है, तब वो एक पार्टनर ले लेता है, राइट. सो व्हेन वन पर्सन is unable to meet the financial and managerial requirements of a growing business, then he takes a partner. So what is the meaning of partnership? How will you define? Partnership is a voluntary association of two or more persons. वॉलेंट्री एसोसिएशन मतलब खुद की मर्जी से अगर दो या दो से ज्यादा इंसान एसोसिएट होते हैं तो उसे कहते हैं पार्टनरशिप. और वो लोग क्या करते हैं, वो अग्री करते हैं टू कैरी आउट सम बिजनेस जॉइंटली. कोई भी बिजनेस को कैरी आउट करने के लिए अग्री करते हैं साथ में मिलकर जॉइंटली, और उसके प्रॉफिट्स को भी शेयर करते हैं, और उसके अगर लॉस होगा तो भी उसे शेयर करते हैं. सो व्हाट इज पार्टनरशिप? इट इज अ वॉलेंट्री एसोसिएशन. मतलब दो इंसान अपनी मर्जी से, दो या दो से ज्यादा इंसान अपनी मर्जी से जब अग्री करते हैं कि हम साथ में मिलकर एक बिजनेस करेंगे, उसका जो भी प्रॉफिट होगा या लॉस होगा हम आपस में वो शेयर करेंगे. दैट इज पार्टनरशिप. Now the persons who enter into partnership are individually called partners. So suppose these two have entered into partnership, तो ये भी पार्टनर कहलाएगा और ये भी पार्टनर कहलाएगा. So they are known as they are individually called as partners. और उनकी जो फर्म है, मान लो इन दोनों ने मिलके शुरू किया जेनिथ एकेडमी, तो इन्होंने जो मिलके शुरू किया है उसे कहते हैं फर्म. ठीक है, जेनिथ एकेडमी मान लो शुरू किया तो वो एक फर्म है. सो दो पर्सन जो पार्टनरशिप में एंटर हुए हैं उन दोनों को कहते हैं पार्टनरशिप, और उन दोनों को मिला के हम कहते हैं दे आर अ फर्म. द नेम अंडर विच दे कैरी ऑन द बिजनेस इज कॉल्ड द फर्म नेम. अब जेनिथ एकेडमी जो है उस फर्म का नाम है. ठीक है, इन दोनों को मिला के कहा जाएगा कि ये दोनों एक फर्म है, और इस फर्म का नेम क्या है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल जेनिथ एकेडमी. Now there are different definitions of partnership. आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक में बहुत सारी डेफिनेशंस दे रखी है पार्टनरशिप की. मैं सभी डेफिनेशन अभी आपको बताने वाली हूँ, बट फॉर एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू you have to learn any two. Okay, any two you have to learn. Okay, the definitions of partnership. Let's start reading all the definitions. So first definition was given by L.H. Henny. He said कि पार्टनरशिप क्या है? पार्टनरशिप इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन पर्सन्स कंपिटेंट टू मेक अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. ऐसे पर्सन्स जो कंपिटेंट है, जो लायक है कि वो इन्होंने एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाया है, जो अग्री करते हैं, हु अग्री टू कैरी ऑन अ लॉफुल बिजनेस. एक लॉफुल बिजनेस को करने के लिए अग्री करते हैं इन कॉमन विथ अ व्यू टू प्राइवेट गेन. वैसे तो मैंने आपको मीनिंग समझा ही दिया है, मैं उसके सभी एलिमेंट्स भी समझाऊंगी, आपको डेफिनेशंस एज इट इज याद करनी है. सो L.H. Henny said partnership is a relationship between persons who are competent to make contract, who agree to carry on a lawful business in common with a view to private gain. जैसे जैसे हम आगे जाएंगे मैं आपको एलिमेंट्स ऑफ पार्टनरशिप बताऊंगी, तब मैं वहां आपको समझाऊंगी लॉफुल बिजनेस क्या होता है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट क्या होता है, वो सब डिटेल में. अभी हम सिर्फ डेफिनेशन पढ़ रहे हैं. सेकंड डेफिनेशन दी थी किम्बल ने. ही सेड पार्टनरशिप और फर्म as it is often called is a group of men who have joined capital मतलब उन्होंने पैसा लगाया है या एसेट्स लगाए हैं, और सर्विसेज. तो उन्होंने या तो अपनी, जैसे कि जेनिथ एकेडमी ऑनलाइन इज अ पार्टनरशिप फर्म जहां हमने सर्विसेज ज्वाइन की है. सो आई एम देयर, फरहा मैम इज देयर, क्या फातिमा मैम इज देयर आर डिफरेंट अदर टीचर्स, सो दे हैव ज्वाइंड देयर सर्विसेज. वैसे ही कोई बिजनेस में कैपिटल ज्वाइन करते हैं. सो पार्टनरशिप और अ फर्म इज, as it is often called, is a group of men. Men means any individual, okay? Commonly a group of men who have joined capital or services for prosecuting of some enterprises, कोई business चलाने के लिए. अब पार्टनरशिप एक्ट के अकॉर्डिंगली क्या डेफिनेशन है, ये डेफिनेशन याद करो तो ज्यादा बेटर है, क्योंकि पार्टनरशिप एक्ट नहीं है, डेफिनेशन दी है. पार्टनरशिप इज अ रिलेशन बिटवीन पर्संस who have agreed to share profits of a business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. अब हो सकता है कि कुछ पार्टनर्स जो होते हैं वो स्लीपिंग पार्टनर्स भी होते हैं, राइट? एक्टिव पार्टनर्स एंड स्लीपिंग पार्टनर्स. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि स्लीपिंग पार्टनर्स दे जस्ट गिव कैपिटल, ओके, और बिजनेस कैरी कोई और एक्टिव पार्टनर कर रहा है, बट उन्होंने अग्री किया है कि वो प्रॉफिट शेयर करेंगे. तो वापस से रीड करते हैं. पार्टनरशिप इज अ रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन पर्संस who have agreed to share profits of a business. Now carried on by all, या तो तीनों लोग मिलके कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे जो एग्जांपल है उसमें से, या फिर सिर्फ ये कर रहा है. ये दोनों मान लो हस्बैंड वाइफ है, इन्होंने पैसा लगाया है, ओके, दे हैव गिवन कैपिटल, okay, and he is carrying out the business, but they have agreed to share the profits. Understood? Okay, so carried on by all, या तो सभी कैरी करते हैं, या फिर any one of them acting for all. Acting for all मतलब on behalf of everyone he is doing. So this is a very good definition according to the Partnership Act. I would suggest you to learn this definition, और इसके पहले वाला भी जो definition था ये भी अच्छा है, ठीक है, हैनी वाला. So you have to choose any two, but I would suggest कि ये वाला तो दो ही आप definition. Next, partnership has two or more members. तो जरूरी नहीं दो ही हो, दो से ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं. Each of whom is responsible for the partnership. Everyone is responsible for the partnership. Each of the partners may bind the others for the debts of the partnership. अगर कोई डेप्ट है तो हर कोई दूसरे को भी बाइंड करता है. This is by William Sprigill. You can avoid this definition. I am just giving you all the definitions which are there in the book. Now, partnership is a form. Now, this is the another definition given by J.L. Hansen. Is a form of business organization in which two or more persons, up to a maximum of 20 in ordinary business and 10 in banking business, join together to undertake some form of business activities. Okay? तो ये कह रहा है कि दो या मैक्सिमम 20, और ऑर्डिनरी बिजनेस है तो 20, और बैंकिंग बिजनेस है तो 10 लोग ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं टू अंडरटेक सम ऑफ द बिजनेस एक्टिविटी. आई वुड सजेस्ट नॉट टू लर्न दिस डेफिनेशन, बट जस्ट आपको ये डेफिनेशन अगर आई तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि इस बंदे ने दी थी ये डेफिनेशन. Now this is very 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 important part of the chapter, features of partnership. तो पार्टनरशिप के 8 फीचर्स है बच्चों. There are 8 features of partnership. Okay, so one or more persons, agreement, lawful business, sharing of profit, mutual agency, utmost good faith, unlimited liability and restriction on the transfer of interest. ये पूरी हेडिंग्स आपको याद होनी चाहिए. अब एक एक करके मैं आपको इसके फीचर्स एक्सप्लेन कर देती हूँ. लेट मी एक्सप्लेन ऑल द फीचर्स. फर्स्ट इज टू और मोर पर्सन्स. ओके, सो स्टूडेंट्स ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, लेट मी टेक अनदर पेन, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट देयर मस्ट बी एट लीस्ट 2 पर्सन. तो मिनिमम कितने होने चाहिए? मिनिमम होने चाहिए 2 टू फॉर्म अ पार्टनरशिप. A person cannot enter into the partnership with himself. So one person cannot form a partnership firm, right? He cannot enter into partnership with himself. So at least 2 person has to be there. Now what is the maximum number? The maximum number of persons is 50. ठीक है, as per किसने decide किया ये? Who decided? As for the rule 10 of the companies. Okay, so there are there is a rule book. Okay, rule 10 of the companies rule 2014. In 2014 companies rule जब issue हुआ था, in that rule number 10 says that maximum number of persons is 50, and this rule 10 is under miscellaneous heading. Okay, so there has to be minimum 2, maximum 50. This is according to rule 10 of the companies rule of 2014. Now if the number of partners exceed the prescribed maximum, if the number of partners becomes more than 50, then it would become an illegal association of person. ठीक है, it would become an illegal association. Now a firm cannot become a partner of another firm. दो firms partner नहीं हो सकती है. ठीक है, although this is firm, although its partners can join any other firm as partners. ठीक है, now this one can join any other firm, ठीक है, as partner. He can also join some any other firm as a partner, but this firm, full firm, cannot join with any full firm, और ये दोनों firms partner नहीं हो सकते हैं. Is that clear? Two firms cannot form partners, but one member of this firm can form another firm with someone else, and another member can form some other firm with other partners. समझ आया? Is that clear? So in a firm, minimum 2, maximum 50 according to rule 10 of the company's rule 2014. If the number of partners exceed 50, it becomes an illegal association of persons. Two firms cannot become partners, but one individual partner can form another firm with some other people. Next, second element. Okay, so the first feature of partnership was 2 or more persons. The second is agreement. So partnership is an outcome of agreement. There has to be an agreement between the persons. Okay, you have to sign a contract. Legal agreement has to be there. The relation of partnership arises from the formation of contract. Okay, and not from the status of birth. So it is not that since I am running, for example, Zenith Academy online, Zenith Academy firm, and my daughter who I have given birth to, she cannot directly become a partner in my business, right? So it is not from status of birth, it is due to formation of contract. If I sign a contract with someone, then only he can become a partner, right? So there has to be a legal agreement which is known as contract. If a proprietor gives a share in profits to his employee, it will not be called as partnership. So suppose one of my teachers is working very good, okay, so I can give a share in the profit. Okay? If I have earned a very good profit from my firm, I can give a share from the profit to that employee, but that doesn't mean that she is the partner, unless there is an agreement of partnership between the two. Unless we both sign a partnership, we do an agreement. Okay, so the agreement may be oral. Now sometimes the agreement may be oral or in written, but it must satisfy all the essentials of a valid contract. Okay, so always have a written agreement. Third is lawful business. In many definitions also we saw the term lawful. Okay, so the business has to be lawful. A partnership can be formed only for the purpose of carrying on a business. So you cannot form partnership for any other reason. It has to be solely for the purpose of carrying on a business. So association of person who jointly own a house, okay, without carrying on a business is not a partnership. Okay, so suppose me, myself, and suppose some other teacher. Okay, we are living in a house, we jointly own a house. I have given some money for the house and she has given some money for the house, and we jointly own a house, but we are not carrying out any business among ourselves. Or suppose me or my husband, we jointly own a house, but we are not doing any business in partner, then it is not called a partnership. Moreover, the business carried on, second point is the business carried on by the partners must be lawful. Okay, cooperation in illegal act such as theft. Now we decided that हम दोनों मिलके चोरी करेंगे, या बैंक में डाका डालेंगे, डेकॉइटी, या ये चीज स्मगल करेंगे. So this cannot be, this is not a lawful business. Okay, so this is not called partnership. This cannot be called as partnership. सो सिर्फ दो जन मिलके साथ में कुछ कर रहे हैं उसको पार्टनरशिप नहीं कहते हैं. ओके, जो भी बिजनेस कैरी ऑन हो रहा है दैट हैज टू बी अ लॉफुल बिजनेस. इट हैज टू कम अंडर द लॉ. ओके, next aspect is, next feature of partnership is sharing of profit. So the agreement between the partners must be to share the profits of a business. ये agreement में यही होता है कि हम profit share करेंगे. Now there can be no partnership without the intention of mutual gain. सबका इंटेंशन क्या होता है, पार्टनरशिप क्यों करते हैं, व्हाट इज द इंटेंशन, कि हमें फायदा होगा, म्यूचुअल हर किसी को गेन मिलेगा. सो जो प्रॉफिट हो रहा है दे मस्ट बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड अमॉन्ग द पार्टनर्स in the agreed ratio. This is very, very important. The profits must be distributed among the partners in the agreed ratio. Now, suppose there are two partners or 50-50% का partnership है. So, profit will be distributed 50-50%. Now, suppose there are 5 partners, as you can see here. So, we decide on the ratio of the profit. Now, suppose ये काम भी ज़्यादा कर रहा है. He has invested more capital. Okay. तो इसका रेशियो मान लो ज्यादा है, ही इज सपोज मेकिंग मोर, सपोज द रेशियो इज 3:1:1:1:2 whatever. Okay, so you decide the ratio. So if he has given more capital, he is working more hours, he is given his capital, he is given his assets, so he will be given more share in the profit. तो एक रेशियो डिसाइड करते हैं जब हम एग्रीमेंट बनाते हैं, और उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली प्रॉफिट भी शेयर होता है. सिमिलरली लॉसेस शुड ऑल्सो बी शेयर्ड अमंग द पार्टनर्स. सिर्फ प्रॉफिट की ही बात नहीं है, लॉस भी शेयर होता है. नाउ द फिफ्थ पॉइंट इज म्यूचुअल एजेंसी. हर एक पार्टनर दूसरे पार्टनर का एजेंट होता है, इम्प्लाइड एजेंट हम कह सकते हैं. सो पार्टनरशिप बिजनेस कैन बी कैरिड ऑन बाय द पार्टनर्स or by any one of them acting on the behalf of others. तो इन दोनों ने मिलकर अगर पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म बनाई है, right, he is saying that I am a sleeping partner, I will give you money, and he is saying I am an active member, I will give services, I will run the business. Okay, so either या तो both of them are doing or any one of them is doing, acting on the behalf of others. Now whatever he does, he is doing on behalf of both of them. So both of them will be responsible for whatever is been done. Is that clear? In other words, every partner is an implied agent of the other partners of the firm. And each partner, हर एक partner liable है for the acts performed by other partners on behalf of the firm. So whatever he is doing, suppose he is doing some cheating, he is cheating some people through this business, then he will also be held liable. So अगर जेल जाएंगे तो दोनों जेल जाएंगे. Is that clear? So each partner is liable for acts performed by other partners on behalf of the whole firm. पूरी firm उसकी liable होगी. Next is utmost good faith. So sixth point is utmost good faith. So the relations between the partners are based upon mutual trust. There has to be trust between the partners, mutual trust, and there has to be confidence between them. Okay, every partner is expected, हर partner से expect क्या किया जाता है कि वो act करेगा best interest of the other partners and of the firm as a whole. So he will act accordingly, he will act in a way that the other partner will also be benefited and the full firm is benefited. So every partner is expected to act in the best interest of other partners and of the firm as a whole. He must observe utmost good faith in all the dealings with his co-partners. तो जो भी dealings कर रहे हैं co-partners के, उसमें पूरे faith के साथ वो dealing करना चाहिए, पूरी fairness के साथ. He must render true accounts. So suppose I told you कि he is the sleeping partner and he is the active partner. He is doing everything. So when he is giving account कि चलो मैंने ये खर्चा किया, ये profit हुआ, right? So he must render always true accounts and make no secret profits from the business, right? He should not make कि यार मैं ज्यादा काम कर रहा हूँ, मैं अपना ना छुपा के अलग से profit ले लेता हूँ, right? So there has to be utmost good faith. He must render true accounts and make no secret profits from the business. Now, the next point is unlimited liability. Okay, liability बहुत ज़्यादा होती है partnership में. In a partnership, every partner is liable to an unlimited extent for the debts of the firm. Now, suppose the firm goes into debts. ठीक है, उधार हो गया है, बहुत सारा डेप्ट हो गए हैं, ठीक है. So in the case the assets of the firm are insufficient to pay the creditors in full. Now suppose they have bought some raw materials, so they have to give money to the people है ना, and they are making some product and selling. Suppose their product does not sell good, they go in loss, and they have sold the property, they have sold the factory and everything, still they are not able to pay back the creditors. Creditors कौन लोग हैं? जिनसे उन्होंने पैसा लिया था इंडस्ट्री चलाने के लिए, या जिनसे उन्होंने रॉ मटेरियल्स लिया था, सो दोज आर द क्रेडिटर्स. तो क्रेडिटर्स को अगर पूरा पैसा वो नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, चाहे उन्होंने फर्म के असेट भी बेच दिए हैं, अब उस केस में पर्सनल असेट्स ऑफ द पार्टनर्स कैन बी यूटिलाइज्ड फॉर द पर्पस, राइट. सो उस बंदे के जो एक पार्टनर है उसके पर्सनल एसेट को भी हम यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं, कैन बी यूटिलाइज्ड फॉर द पर्पस. सो ही हैज गॉट अनलिमिटेड लायबिलिटीज. आई होप दिस इज वेरी वेरी क्लियर. नेक्स्ट एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, restriction on transfer of interest. Now, a partner can transfer his share in the firm only with the consent of other partners. Now, suppose there were two partners. Okay, there were two partners. Now, this partner suppose is getting old. Okay, he is getting old and he wants कि मैं अपनी कंपनी के शेयर अपनी डॉटर को दे देता हूँ. ठीक है, so my daughter will act now on my behalf and she will be your partner. So he cannot decide on his own. This person cannot decide on his own that he can share, he can transfer his share in the firm. He can only decide with the consent of the other partners. If the other partners agree, then only he can transfer his share in the firm. Is that clear? So there is a restriction on the transfer of interest. He cannot take the decision on his own. I hope this is clear. Now let's distinguish between sole proprietorship and partnership. In our previous videos, we have already explained you what is a sole proprietorship. There is only one person who has started a business, who is running the business, who is getting the profits from the business. And if there is a loss, he is the one who is only liable. Okay. So one man army, sole proprietorship, एक ही बंदा है. And this is partnership that we have just now studied. So let's study the distinction between them. So first is basis of distinction, number of owners. In sole proprietorship, there is only one person, very clear. And here we have just studied minimum is 2 and maximum is 50 in partnership. Next, agreement. So in sole proprietorship, since he is the only one, so no agreement is required. Here the agreement is essential, very, very important. Next, division of profit or loss. So if there is a profit or loss, what will happen? In sole proprietorship, there is no division of profit and no sharing of risk. है ना? No one will divide his profit and no one is going to share the risk. Whereas in partnership, there is division among the partners in agreed ratio. Whatever ratio they have agreed, suppose they have agreed 2:1 ratio. So more amount of profit will go to her and less amount will go to him. Right? So whatever they have agreed, the profit or loss will be divided similarly. Now, implied agency. Now here, since there is only one person, so no implied agency. But in the partnership, every partner is an implied agent of the firm. I've just explained you. He is liable. She is liable for the acts that she do. Okay, and he is also liable individually. So she acts as an agent of the firm. He also acts as an agent of the firm. They are the face of the firms, right? So every partner is an implied agent of the firm. They represent their firm. Now basis of distinction, next basis of distinction is ownership and control. So here the ownership and control is not shared. He is the only owner. This person is the only owner and he is the only one who is controlling the business. So it is not shared. Whereas here the ownership and even the control is shared by the partners in case of partnership. Next is secrecy. So since he is the only one taking all the decisions, okay, doing everything, so there is a complete secrecy. No one else knows the secret of his business. Whereas in partnership, the secrets are known to the partners. Is that clear? Now, continuity of business. Now, in this sole proprietorship, only he is there. So, suppose he becomes very old or maybe he is tired, he wants to give up. Okay, then the business stops. So, the life of business depends on the proprietor. It depends only on him if he wants to just completely shut the business, he can do it. If he retires, the business is shut. So the continuity of business depends on the proprietor. But here there are more chances of greater continuity due to two or more partners. So even if she retires, he says that okay, I will take over and I will do the things. Okay, you become the sleeping partner and I will do the things. So there is a greater continuity of business. Next is coordination. So here, since he is the only one, so there's no coordination, no problem of coordination due to single owner. And here coordination has to be there between partners. Coordination is required. If there's no coordination, partnership cannot last for long. Next. Our next topic is partnership versus joint Hindu family firm. In one of our videos, we have already covered joint Hindu family firm. Now this is mostly cancelled in many of the schools, but we have just covered all the points. So I will tell you the points in short. I hope you know joint Hindu family firm completely. If you have not studied that chapter, please see the I button. I will give you the link of this video as well. We have made a very beautiful chapter, very beautiful video on this chapter. So here you can see, for example, Ambani. So he was the one, okay, and then he gave the business to his sons and everyone. So here you can see this is the old man, okay, he is the son, maybe these are his sons, okay, wives and children. So all are a partners of their firm. So we have explained that in detail. You can go ahead and have a look. So let's do, there are 10 points of differentiation. We will do 5 together. First is basis of formation. How is it formed? Okay, so in case of partnership, it is formed by agreement. There's an agreement between the two partners. Whereas in joint Hindu family firm, it is by birth. So since you are his child and you are his child, okay, it means you have taken birth in this family, so you will be a partner, right? Now number of members. So here we know there are 2 or more members and maximum is 50. Whereas in case of joint Hindu family, 2 or more and there is no maximum limit. कोई लिमिट ही नहीं है, जितने बच्चे होंगे वो सब पार्टनर है. Now status of females. Now in case of partnership, what is the status of females? Equal status. If there is a boy and a girl forming, a man and a woman forming a partnership firm, then they will have equal status. Whereas in joint Hindu family firm, they cannot be co-partners. ये N है, हाँ बेटा आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक में wrong है, N है. Co-partners. Co-partners are those partners. Actually co-partners are partners that got their partnership because of their birth, because of the inheritance. Okay, they've inherited this. They've inherited their business because of their birth. So there is equal status given to women, given to female in partnership, but here they cannot be co-partners. The females cannot be co-partners in joint Hindu family firm. Now liability and risk. So in the partnership, there are unlimited partners. They bear the risk jointly and individually. Whereas in joint Hindu family firm, unlimited except for the कर्ता. जो वहां का कर्ता धर्ता होता है ना, फर्म का जो मेन बंदा होता है, ठीक है. So the liability is limited here except for the कर्ता. कर्ता has all the liabilities. Now position of minor. So in partnership, minor cannot be a partner, okay, because we form a legal document, we form a legal agreement. In that legal agreement, minor cannot become a partner. Whereas in joint Hindu family firm, they can be a co-partner if he or she is a male child, है ना, मेल चाइल्ड है तो वो पार्टनर बन सकते हैं. Now management. In partnership, management is handled by all of them or any one of them acting on for all. So by all the partners or by any one of them acting for all. In joint Hindu family firm, it is only by the कर्ता. जो मेन है हेड, उसी का मैनेजमेंट होता है. Now division of profit is among the partners in the agreed ratio, whereas there is equal share for all in joint Hindu family firm. Legal existence. Legally कैसे exist करता है? जब ये कैसे डिसॉल्व होती है पार्टनरशिप? द पार्टनरशिप गेट डिसॉल्व विद द डेथ. एक्सेट्रा ऑफ द पार्टनर. अगर पार्टनर मर गया तो पार्टनरशिप डिसॉल्व हो जाती है. वेयर एज इन जॉइंट हिंदू फैमिली फॉर्म नॉट डिसॉल्व बाय डेथ एक्सेट्रा ऑफ अ मेंबर. नाउ एप्लीकेशन ऑफ लॉ, तो कौन सा लॉ एक्ट करता है? द पार्टनरशिप एक्ट. एंड हियर हिंदू सक्सेशन एक्ट. So you have to remember the name of this act. I have already explained you about this in the previous videos where we have done joint Hindu family firm, right? Now registration desirable कि करना चाहिए register, but compulsory नहीं है. Not compulsory, but it is desirable in partnership. Whereas in joint Hindu family firm it is not required. Since you are the child, you will get the share of the profit. I hope the whole part is clear. We have done only part 1 of the chapter. We will be covering this chapter in part 2 and part 3. There will be 3 parts for this. In our next video, I'll be teaching you about the merits and demerits of partnership. And then in part 3, and also we will be talking about partnership deeds and all those things, agreement and all. And in part 3, we will be talking about the further things, the different types of partnerships. So don't forget to subscribe and tap on the bell icon so that you receive the notifications of the next video that comes up. And if you have liked this video, do give it a thumbs up, share it with all your friends, and keep the learning always on Zenith Academy Online. Thank you, my dear students.